Hi, everybody. Welcome to our Tower Garden presentation. So excited for everyone joining tonight live and also those who are going to be joining later on watching a replay. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. So my name is Sloan Ferguson, and I'm going to be sharing with you alongside of Jessica Plate. And we are just so passionate about helping people, empowering people to grow their own food, to grow fresh and eat fresh. So this information tonight is going to be about our beautiful tower gardens. So you're going to learn tonight. So this is a relaxed, laid back environment. Put your credit cards away. There's no obligation here. We just want to inform you about something incredible that we learned about. And it's just a beautiful gift that we love to pay forward. So let's dive in. So what is a tower garden? A tower garden is an innovative aeroponic vertical growing system that allows you to grow fresh produce at home year-round, enjoy fresh nutrient-rich food without soil. So the Tower Garden is an all-inclusive gardening solution that is making a significant footprint around the globe. It's sustainable, accessible for gardeners, farmers, or just an average Joe like you and I. So we're harnessing state-of-the-art aeroponic technology, and the Tower Garden offers a more clean, more simple, and efficient way to grow fresh food for your family. And good health starts with good habits, right? So like eating wholesome foods, the Tower Garden is a really fun place to start. So just a couple benefits here of the Tower Garden. The availability to grow fresh produce all year round. Growing vertically means using less space. We're growing food 3 times faster than traditional gardening, increasing the yields by 30%. We're having more control over our food that's going to taste better, smell better, save money on groceries, reduce food waste. I know that like when you make tacos, like Taco Tuesday, right? You want to buy this big bushel of cilantro at the store, and then you use a little bit on your tacos and the rest of it goes to waste. I love with the Tower Garden how I can just go cut off exactly what I'm going to be using and reducing that waste. I go in there and I cut off fresh kale or fresh spinach for my smoothie and I go put it right in the blender. I'm not wasting anything. So we're improving our health by eating food that isn't at risk for contamination too. And we have nutrient loaded produce without loads of work. Oh my gosh, talk to me. And no green thumb required. We're growing plants with only water and nutrients, no dirt, no digging, no weeding, an automatic timer that makes growing simple and fun. We're conserving water using 10% of the land and as little as 2% of the water that would be needed for traditional growing. Recycling 100% of the nutrients in water, a smaller CO2 footprint by eliminating that supermarket transit and storage. I know Jess is going to touch on that too, and reduces need for pesticides and herbicides, which means healthy plants that are better protecting themselves from pests and it's better protected for you to be eating. So Jess, if you want to go ahead and share, how does this beautiful machine work?
Thank you, Sloan. Yes, the beautiful tower garden. How does it work, right? Like, how is it so easy? Setting up your tower garden really is easy. Just assembling it, putting it together, filling it up with water, adding the nutrients, putting the seeds in the rock wool, and watching it grow. Your package will come with everything that you need to get started. Only about 20 to 30 minutes, 25 minutes or so to set up. Seeds are planted in soilless medium called rock wool, as I mentioned, and it is a horticulture grade and safe growing medium. It provides the roots with oxygen and consistent moisture to encourage the rapid and healthy growth. And when I say rapid, I mean, I usually tell folks within 3 or 4 weeks, you're actually regularly eating off of your tower garden if you get it started right when you get it delivered. So a little more about, how it works. The reservoir at the bottom, it actually stores the plant nutrient solution in water. You're provided with mineral blend A and B. This is plant food, and it contains pure earth minerals essential to healthy plant development, just like what would be in your soil. or, potter's mix. It's truly the shortcut for the plants. As we said, it is really fast. Typically, nutrients would be sourced from decomposing organic matter in soil. The result here is a greater nutrient uptake and superior growth. A low voltage submersible pump that goes down in the water is in the reservoir to push the nutrient solution up to the top of the tower garden through a small central pipe, and then it will evenly cascade down to nourish the plant roots. Your timer ensures this process repeats continuously, so that's the easy button. It usually is in 15-minute increments where it will turn on and off to deliver the ideal amount of oxygen, water, and nutrients to the plants in perfect time. And so that would be our easy button. You're setting it and forgetting it. So a little more about what you can grow in your tower garden. So this is fun. I like to tell people, anything that is not a tree or a root vegetable will usually do pretty well in your tower garden. So, there are different ones that do, maybe better indoors just due to being climate controlled. There's a few more items on there than there would be outdoors. However, the outdoor here in Florida is a pretty controlled environment. So we do have a lot of, variety available there. And so some of my favorites that I am actually growing right now would be arugula, basil, bok choy, celery. I have some watercress over here, romaine lettuce, tomatoes, cucumbers, cabbage, eggplants, and a variety of herbs like chives and cilantro. You can grow really anything if it grows above the ground, that's not a bush or a tree. But yeah, definitely grow what you eat. You want to be actually utilizing, the items. Maintaining your tower garden. This is fun. It is really simple and easy. You maintain your tower garden by monitoring the water levels. You can actually usually tell just by listening to the sound. And the nutrient levels, checking the pH, pruning it regularly, and keeping pests away with natural remedies if needed. Not really needed most of the time, on what you're growing. In just a few short weeks, you'll be harvesting an abundant homegrown produce. And, of course, we're harvesting at the peak, so that you can be at your peak too. So these are some fun photos that we put together here to kind of show off some of the fun adventures here with my tower garden that I've had. So this is my tower garden flex. It's on the 4th floor of a condo. I don't have a yard, so I don't really have any way to plant traditionally. So this has been a really nice solution to put 20 plants. Actually, I have 28 plants because I have an extension on my tower garden right here on the patio. Up in the corner there, you can see a time lapse. Week 1, week 2, up in the upper right corner there, week 3 and week 4. By week 4, my tower garden was lush and full of different types of lettuces and herbs. The picture up there in the corner is one of my harvests that I went and took the different edibles right there off of my tower garden and made it for dinner. And then the other photo there is a bushel of spinach that I got off of my tower garden to put in my complete smoothie, which is a whole food shake. It was a really great addition. Here in Florida, and salad ingredients, smoothie ingredients, all the time.
I love that. So thank you, Jess, so much for sharing about that. I'm just going to go back a second because I know that you wanted to also maybe share just a little bit about the sustainability portion of the tower. Did you want to share that now?
Sure. Thank you, Sloan. So, one of my favorite aspects and, attributes here of owning a tower garden to me, has to do with sustainability as well. Since this is, got 20 gallons of water in the bottom, it is recirculating and recycling the water, a lot less waste or runoff when you're growing. And, I often like to think, have you ever thought about, how far your produce traveled to actually get to you, at home? There's a lot of, emissions and, oil, all those types of things to actually get the delivery, of these types of items. I also, like to think about, the pesticides and things like that that actually are on our produce, that actually make it ripe on your shelf at the grocery store, for that long, for it to actually be the one that you chose that you thought looked the best. So, that being said, all the travel involved with it, all the, lot less waste of water. It's a great way to be a little just, 1% more sustainable.
I love that. That's incredible. So we love the Tower Garden in our home as well. And I just wanted to show a couple photos here just to get started on this side of things. As like just shared, there's so many things that can be grown on the Tower Garden. And I mean, you can do a whole Tower Garden of tomatoes, or you can do more lettuce and greens. We have 2 Tower Gardens in our house. We have one indoors and one outdoors. My indoor tower right now is growing a variety of different microgreens that we top salads with, basil, cilantro, lots of lettuce, kale, and spinach, rainbow chard. And then our Tower Garden outside is going to be, it's growing tomatoes, cucumbers, zucchini, pumpkin. That'll be super fun for the kiddos to grow their sugar baby little pumpkins, and more things that vine and need a little bit more space than the indoor tower grows. So there's so much versatility and variety, and there is just nothing tastier than Tower Garden produce. It's just, you can tell the difference in the nutrients. I've seen celery, the difference in celery between store-bought and Tower Garden. And when you juice it, the difference in the color between the richness and the dark green from the celery juice from the Tower Garden celery versus a pale green from the celery in the store. And it's traveled so far. We don't know what's on it. We cannot really be confident in knowing what's on the produce, because we haven't grown it ourselves. And I like to think about sometimes, you think of large farms and the processing of our produce, and you see images of people out there in hazmat suits handling the produce that we're expected to eat. And that just doesn't sit well with me as a mom of 2, because I really don't want to give my kids that food because I just don't know what's on it. So it's really refreshing to be able to grow food yourself. And for someone like me who has a completely black thumb, no gardening experience, would normally need my husband to grow anything because I kill aloe plants in the house. This is fascinating. It's also very therapeutic. I like to call it plant therapy. And during the pandemic, actually, over 7 million people have taken up gardening since the pandemic, is what new research is showing. There's an increased desire for sourcing your own food. So in our Healthy Living community, we do a lot of fun stuff. We like to have salad in a jar parties and introduce everyone to the Tower Garden and fresh greens. And we have Tower Farms. That up there on the top there, you can see is in an RV. People travel with a Tower Garden because it is so sustainable, like Jess shared. And I just love that we can go outside. My family can go outside. My daughter can just go pick whatever off the Tower Garden, and I can feel confident that she can just eat it right up. It doesn't even need to be washed off. And on the lower left there, I love that picture because we're in an area where it's cold and it's snowing. People can still grow their own fresh food inside their house. It's really fascinating. We have Tower Gardens popping up in yards, on balconies, in schools, inside homes across the United States and beyond. And they're also popping up in some places that you might not expect, like inside the Chicago O'Hare Airport, in the San Francisco Giants baseball stadium, on rooftops, at restaurant rooftops in New York City and in other places too. This is the future of gardening, and the future is innovative and it's sustainable, and it is now. We love bringing Tower Gardens into a learning environment. If you know any teachers or school administrators, there's Tower Gardens in schools all over the place. It's a great learning tool. There's an entire curriculum that can come alongside the Tower Garden. And we're also a very mission-driven company, and we're very passionate about inspiring healthy living and healthy giving. Our company is a proud sponsor of the Boys and Girls Club of America, where we're committed to donating a tower garden to every single club across the U.S. And we're heavily involved with St. Jude's, the Children's Hunger Fund, and Volunteers of America. We're actually the title sponsor of the St. Jude Memphis Marathon weekend in December in Memphis, Tennessee. And it is a big ordeal, and we're so proud to be a part of that. So let's think about, the tower garden makes sense to you. So what are you going to grow? Which one are you going to grow with, right? So we have two options. We have the Tower Garden Flex, where you have the availability to grow up to 20 full-size plants, fruits, veggies, herbs, flowers, indoors or outdoors. That's why we love to call it the Flex, because it's flexible with what you're thinking you want to grow. So it comes with everything you need to get started. And that one there is $56 a month for 12 months, and then it's yours. And there's no like credit checks or anything like that. It's just set up on like a monthly payment. And I have had my Flex for 5 years. I've never had to replace a pump, knock on wood, right? Never had to replace a pump or anything with my Flex. It is truly the gift that keeps on giving. There's pay in full options too if you want to do that. But I really love to share that if you're spending, $40, $45 plus a month in produce at the grocery store, then this really, it kind of doesn't even make sense for you not to have one, right? So there's also the Tower Garden Home option, which is a little bit smaller reservoir. It's a 13-gallon reservoir at the bottom versus the 20-gallon with the Flex. And you've got a little bit of a combo system here. 32 plants total, 16 microgreens, 16 larger plants. So you can easily grow greens and herbs indoors. I've also seen people grow Tiny Tim cherry tomatoes on the indoor tower as well. So, and that comes with your lights and everything that you need to get started. And that one is $85 per month for 12 months. It's so affordable. It's so sustainable. You're saving all around the entire spectrum, and they're so fun. So here at Juice Plus and Tower Garden, we recognize that even the best gardeners don't eat enough servings or variety of fruits and vegetables. And over the last 30 years, we have been offering non-contaminated plant produce in a capsule or soft chew as well. And when you order this product, you actually have an opportunity to also receive a free order for a person in your life between the age of 4 and 26. And actually, this is how I was introduced to the Juice Plus and Tower Garden Company, was through the non-contaminated plant produce, because I was falling short with getting enough nutrients in my body, enough variety, enough just variety and quantity, really. I was having my favorites with dinner, some berries with breakfast, some broccoli with dinner kind of thing. But there's just so many things out there that really fuel your body in a whole different way, they're fueling your cells. And I was completely missing the mark. And my medicine cabinet looked like a Walgreens pharmacy, if I was totally honest. I was in the doctor's office more than I would like to share. And although I looked healthy on the outside, my body was really struggling on the inside. And I was really, I was desperate for change. I was sick and tired of feeling sick and tired, and I needed some help. So when my friend introduced me to these plant powders in a capsule, I thought, holy smokes, Jetson food. That makes sense. I need that yesterday. How fast can I get it? So that is how I was introduced to this company. And as I was struggling with allergies and all sorts of things, and when I started to strengthen my immune system with these plant powders, I was astonished at how my body started to change. I was craving healthier foods. I was drinking more water. I was visiting the doctor way less. It's been almost 6 years now, and I eliminated the daily allergy medication and the chronic doctor's office visits. And now if I get sick, it's like 24 hours and done, versus before I was struggling for quite a bit of time. So my body is overall just performing at a whole different level. I have more energy and more capacity for things in my mid-30s than I ever did in my early 20s, which is crazy because I have a 2-year-old and a 1-year-old that I'm chasing all day long. So I'm really excited to share with you this solution as well. And then how, we transitioned into learning about a tower garden and how that became an incredible solution too. So we have a simple 10-second habit because more nutrition is always better. We also have a whole food shake mix where you get an additional 15 plants, right? So we get to throw our fresh produce from our tower garden into our shake. We have a smoothie a day at our house, and we have our 10-second habit of 30 more fruits, vegetables, berries, and then a whole spectrum of plant-based omegas. So be sure to ask the person who invited you tonight about those solutions as well, because we want to make sure that you know about everything that we have to offer with the Juice Plus and Tower Garden Company. So the last thing I want to share with you is you can pay for your tower garden by sharing with some other people. If this gets you as excited as it got some of us on this informational call, and you're interested in earning money back on your own tower, let's think about it. Do you agree that this should be like a standard appliance in every kitchen? Because I do. And we can tell more people together. So you could become an affiliate partner, share your own experience on social media, or not even on social media, just directly with your family and friends in your social circles. We can help you to educate them, and you can just share your affiliate link. And when they order, the company will send you a really generous referral check. It's a perfect way to grow your own food and pay for the gift of good health. It's really fascinating. So thank you so much for joining us tonight and learning more about the Tower Garden. We so look forward to growing with you soon. So get in touch with the person who invited you tonight and get your order placed and get growing with Tower Garden. I would love to open it up for any questions. And Jess, if you wanted to add anything, I'm going to go ahead and stop share. Is there anything else you wanted to add, or does anyone have any questions about this incredible information that you just heard?
All right.
Think we're
Well,
all
thank you so much, Sloan. That was really great.
awesome. Well, thank you so much for tuning in, and we look forward to talking with you soon.